why does it seem to be like such, I don't know, like a renaissance, I guess, of women getting back into creativity? Hey creatives, welcome or welcome back. I'm Michelle. And today I just wanted to have a little chat about something that's been on my mind. I've been thinking a lot about that there's so many of us here, especially people that have been following along with my videos. A lot of women that are looking to transition into something more creative during midlife, and I've been contemplating like why is that? Like why does it seem to be like such a big I don't know, like a renaissance, I guess, of women getting back into creativity and creative things, creative endeavors, and just wanting to switch over to a different way of living and making income. I've been thinking a lot about it. I think it's an important conversation to have, and I think a lot of you can probably resonate with some of the things that I'm going to say. I have a lot of thoughts. But part of the reason why I think this is happening is I think that we as women have been in our masculine energy for so long, up until this point. And I consider midlife women to be, I would say, 40s, 50s, 60s, and then even beyond. You might also resonate with this if that's you. But a lot of us, I think we've just been living in our masculine energy for so long, which is very like active, very doing, very driven, always having to get things done. As mothers and partners, you might have, you're constantly keeping track of things and organizing things and making things happen and just being the one that is getting things done. And that is a very masculine energy. And I think that we are looking for a better way to live, to just be in the world and to get back into our creative self, which is a very feminine way of being. I mean, creativity is a feminine trait. And I think that a lot of us just want to get back into doing things that make us feel feminine again, that make us feel calm. And those would be things like anything that's creating is feminine. So back to the things that we're traditionally known for doing, which are things like cooking, sewing, gardening, painting, like anything artistic, anything you can create. It also goes for music and writing and, any handmade hobbies that you might have, like I don't know, jewelry making, pottery, photography, anything that is creating something that you are birthing things into the world for other people to enjoy. It's a very feminine trait that a lot of us have just, I think, suppressed or put to the side for so long because we are just stressed out just trying to get by in our everyday lives, of running a household or having kids or working at jobs that we don't love, but we are working at because we know we need to pay the bills. So we need to have an income to do all that. So we're doing what we have to do to survive. And a lot of us are just tired. We're just craving something else. And sometimes, I think we go through life and we don't even realize what it is we're craving. We just know we're not happy, but we don't know what's going to fix it or make us feel better. And I think as soon as you're in that position, the thing you need to do is just start creating, just start making things with your hands. Like whatever it is that brings you joy that, you used to do and you used to love doing, but you've stopped because it's not a priority anymore. What are the things that you loved doing as a child? Those are the things that I always go back to. I loved painting. I loved anything that I could create with my hands, anything that I could get right in there and make with my hands, whether it was sewing or drawing, coloring, even just modeling with clay and making things out of clay. I just found those things were just put me in my happy place. I could do those things for hours and not know how much time had gone by. And that's a lot of the stuff that I'm trying to get back into now. And I think a lot of us are just at that point. It's what needs to happen. And I want that to happen for everyone. I think we do need to get back into being more creative and in more of our feminine traits. And I'm not saying stop doing all the other stuff, but we need to find a balance sometimes of the masculine and feminine, of the doing and the being. And some days it's going to be more masculine and more doing because that's what needs to be done. But we need to allow ourselves, I think, more time, more frequently to be in the feminine energy of creating and of just being. And I think that that can even look like self-care for a lot of people, like just taking time for yourself and doing things that make you happy and that make you feel good. And for a lot of people, especially creatives, that includes creating something. So whether you're in doing your art or whatever hobby it is that you have. Now, on top of that, I think because so many of us are burnt out from jobs that we've been doing that are not something we enjoy, can we do something that's creative that we enjoy doing that we can also make an income from? Because there's lots of ways to make an income in this world, and I've talked about this in videos before, that, you know, there's no reason why you can't make an income from doing something creative that you enjoy. Now, I'm not always talking about turning a hobby into something that you make money with, because we all know that sometimes when you do take something that you really love doing and then you start making money with it, it then becomes your job, and sometimes can become something you stop enjoying. So I think it's good to have multiple ways of being creative, and one that's just for you to do on as a hobby, just for fun, something that relaxes you, that you enjoy, that just gives you a sense of peace and relaxation, but then also have some things that you know you're good at doing, but also you can make an income from, and something that you know might evolve over time, something that you know you can see yourself doing for a long period of time and not getting tired of doing it. I think you have to look at those things, as I know, like, I've heard people say, well, I started making money with my hobby and now I can't stand doing it anymore. But that's okay, but you can grow and evolve as you go as well. And not everybody wants to, you know, jump from a 9 to 5 into a full-time 9 to 5 art or creative business. Sometimes you just need a little something fun to do on the side that maybe balances out the full-time job that you have. I mean, there's lots of ways of doing it. My plan right now is to work part-time at my job and then maybe part-time on my art business, and also that includes doing YouTube and other things. You know, you have to figure out what's going to work for your life, and what do you love doing, and what can you see making money with that you can continue to work on for a long time and not get sick and tired of doing it. So there are lots of things to consider, but I definitely think it's doable. There's so many people that make a living doing something creative. And now I also know that a lot of you have maybe been doing creative jobs your whole life, but I've heard from many of you that you're now tired of doing whatever it was you're doing because you've been doing it for so long, and now you want to switch over into a different type of a creative business, which I think is amazing, because we don't need to keep doing the same thing for our entire lives. A lot of us are made to do a lot of different things, like jump from thing to thing, and to continue evolving as a creative, as an artist, and just to keep doing what makes sense to you at the time. Just because you started off being a photographer doesn't mean you need to be a photographer your entire life. You can do photography for 25 years and then suddenly decide that you want to get into painting or pottery or something instead. And I think that's the beauty of living life, is that you get to have adventures and you get to try new things and you get to see what works. And different things might work for you in different times of your life. But I do think it's really important to listen to yourself and your urges to get back into being creative and doing something that you enjoy. And there is no reason why you can't make an income from something that's creative that you love doing. Like, I will say that in every single video that I make, because I think it's true, and you just have to believe that you can do it. I think that there's so many women that just are longing to get out of corporate jobs and get back into, doing things with their hands. Like I said, things like baking, gardening, art, sewing, I don't know, knitting, weaving, pottery. I mean, there's so many things that, women used to be known for doing that we don't have time to do anymore. I just think we are looking for a more balanced way of living. So we're so busy doing all the time, and we're in stressful masculine energy type jobs. And it just makes sense that we want to kind of swing the pendulum back over to doing things that are a more feminine energy, because that's who we are as women. We are feminine energy. And like I said, it's not to say that we don't have masculine energy, because we are all born with both masculine and feminine energy, and different things in our lives take being in those energies at different times. So sometimes we need to be in our masculine, which is like the doing and the action and the, taking care of things. And then we definitely need to spend more time in our feminine energy, which is basically creating things. And we are all just meant to create. That's why we're here as humans. We create things into our reality that we want to see. That's why we're here, which I think is amazing. And I think a lot of us forget that that's what life is meant to be. It's meant to be enjoyed, experienced. It's for you to be creating things by yourself and with others, like co-creating with other people. We need to get along with other people and create things with other people and have those connections and relationships. I think that is so important. And that's another thing that we need to think about when we get into doing like creative jobs, whether as hobbies or as, as our source of income. But I think it's really important to seek out and find like-minded people. It can be very isolating being a creative entrepreneur, because not everybody understands that, and there's not always somebody around you physically in your life that understands what it is you're doing or what you're trying to accomplish. And it's good to have like-minded people around you to kind of support you, that you can talk to about whatever's going on that you're struggling with, or share your wins with, or any of that stuff. I think it's so important, whether it's like local in your community or whether it's online, like find a group. That's why I was so excited to, find that there's so many people here in this community on my channel that are similar to me. And that has made me think about starting a membership. Like, I have been so blessed to meet so many amazing creative women in this community that's why I decided to look into starting a membership. I did talk about it a couple of videos ago. I don't know if you missed it. I will put the link in the description for the wait list that I've started to see if, for people that are interested in joining or hearing about it when I open the doors. But that's why I'm looking at starting a membership, to create a group of like-minded creative entrepreneurs, midlife, looking to start a creative business or grow the business that they're trying to start, but they need support, they need help. It's going to be a place for inspiration, for motivation, like help each other, support each other, education, like on the information that you need, that you're missing. Like I love teaching people things that I've learned, and I love connecting with fellow women creatives that understand what I'm doing, and I love supporting them and helping them with what they need. And I think it's so important to find that, like a group like that, because up until now, there hasn't been anybody really in my life that does the same thing that I do. So it's hard sometimes, it can be very isolating and a little lonely sometimes, because not a lot of people really understand what you're going through. So it's so important to find a group that speaks to you, that feels good to you, and make those connections and those relationships with others that you can support each other while you're on your journey of figuring out who you are as a creative, or what it is that you want to do, or what makes you happy. And if you want to run a business, doing something like that, you need that support. And it's really important to find that space that feels good for you, that feels safe, that feels supportive and encouraging, that you can turn to when you have questions or want to share wins that you've had. I think that's really important. So that's why I'm looking into it, because it's basically, like I always say, like, create the things you want to see in the world. And this is the space that I want to see in the world, that I want to be part of. So I will just make it myself. But if you can find one that, that's out there that you really resonate with, then don't be afraid to join that group and join our group. That would be great to have you in there as well. But it's funny, like last week I found myself making a piece of art, and I'll pop it up here. And it was just a reminder to just put yourself out there with whatever it is that you want to do. And it's be the light that you want to see in the world, because somebody needs what it is that you're sharing. Whether you're making a piece of art or a piece of pottery, or anything, that thing that you're making can be something that brings another person so much joy in their life that you don't know how it's going to affect someone. Even just being yourself, even just saying things out loud that you want to tell people or share with people can make someone's day, and you don't even realize it. Like, just by being yourself and by being someone who is not afraid to be who they want to be and do what they want to do, like get back into being creative, you're going to be such a happier person just in your daily life. That is going to affect everybody around you. When you are sad, stressed, depressed, burnt out, unhappy in your life, it affects the people around you. It affects how you show up in the world. And if you can be brave enough to go after the things that you think are going to make you happier, which is creating, which is starting your own business, which is making an income from doing something that you love, like having big dreams. You guys know how much I love big dreams. I say it all the time, like, be delusional, dream bigger than other people's fears. Like, just by taking chances and doing stuff that makes you happy, things that you've always wanted to do, things that bring you joy, having that dream that you're going for, you don't even understand how much that changes how you show up in the world and how that affects people around you. You might not think about it, but it's huge, because think about, like, who would you rather hang out with? Would you rather hang out with someone who's upset, depressed, stressed out? No, because that's a very, like, it's like a low energy, and you don't want to be the same like as that. You want to be around people that are enjoying their life, that are setting a good example for you of how you can live and be joyful and pursue your dreams and do things that you love doing. And I think, it's stuff that we don't think about. We're always like too afraid to start stuff, but we're always thinking about ourselves and how we're scared and how nobody will care, nobody will want what you have to offer. But it goes way farther than that. It goes into how you affect the people around you by just being yourself and being happy. That, even if you're not making money at what it is, like, or maybe you're not even doing a business, maybe you are just doing things that bring you joy in your everyday life, that already is going to resonate with everybody around you and make people want to be around you more. They're also going to say, well, she's happy. What is she doing that's making her happy? And maybe I can look at that for inspiration and do the same things myself. And I want to be happy like she's happy. I don't want to be depressed or stressed anymore. So just by going ahead and doing things that you love doing is going to set a great example for people around you. And don't forget about women that are younger than you. Like, you want them to look up to you as a midlife woman or older, and you want them to be inspired by you and what you're doing, and know that there is lots of great opportunities when you're older, and that aging and is something to look forward to because of all the opportunities it brings you. That there is a light at the end of the tunnel if they're in an age where they're extremely stressed out from looking after young kids and you're not doing anything that makes them happy. You want to show them that it does get better and there's always a way to achieve your dreams, and that as you get older and in midlife, it actually becomes better because you have so much more time to then pursue what makes you happy and look more into self-care and self-improvement and just chasing your joy, because now you have time to do that for yourself because people don't need you as much anymore, or it's just time you've gotten to a point where you realize that you've been neglecting all those things, and it's really time to take those chances and start doing things like create the life that you want and the life that will bring you joy. And it's not only good for you, but it's good for everybody around you. We now have more time freedom, and we have more time to think about, why are we here? What is life all about? What will make us happy? What have we been neglecting? What have we always wanted to do? And I think we're at a point now where we're not as needed by other people. We're not, maybe your kids have grown, so they don't need you as much. You may be retired already and have all that time freedom. A lot of us even might find ourselves single at this point in our life, and we don't have a partner that we have to worry about anymore or dedicate time to. And so we find ourselves in a place where we have a lot more time freedom, and we're looking for ways to fill that kind of gives us a sense of purpose, like a reason for living, a reason to, a way to help ourselves and to help other people. We're like, what's our place in this world? Why are we here? And how can we contribute? Like, what's our next step? Like, what do we need to do to make ourselves feel like we're waking up every day with a sense of purpose and something to do that makes us happy? Whether it's you're retired and you're looking for a hobby, or whether you're still have lots of years left to work and you want to just create that business that makes you happy, something that you've always wanted to do, and create your own source of income. And there's no reason why you can't. Like, it's definitely doable. You just have to figure out how that's going to work for you. I think we all just want to feel like we're valued in the world, like we just have this purpose. Like, I know for me, I never want to retire. I know that might sound weird, but I don't believe in that whole like work hard until you're 65, then retire, and then do nothing for the rest of your life. Well, I know that some people, once they get retired, they're busier than ever because they're looking after grandkids, they're traveling, they're doing all kinds of fun things. But basically what I'm saying is, like, I don't want to have a job that I just suddenly stop doing one day. Like, I want to find something that gives me purpose, that gives me joy, that I love, like getting up every day, so excited to do those things, and that I never want to retire. I just want to keep doing those things until I physically can't do them anymore. I just want to have a reason to get up every day and be busy. That, I guess in Japan they call it like that, your ikigai, your reason for living, or your purpose in life. A lot of us, I think, are searching for that. So, I mean, that's where I am. I don't know if that's where you are in life, but that's stuff that I think about all the time. So I'm right now trying to create a life that I love, that I never want to stop doing, and that might evolve over time. To include different things. Like, what I'm doing right now might not be what I do in 20 years from now, but I still never want to stop waking up with a sense of purpose every day, with something to do. I never want to feel like there's no reason for living life and just sit there and watch my time pass by. I just want to make the most of the time that I have and experience this life in its fullest. So that's, one of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing. And everybody has to figure out what works for them. So I just want everyone to be living a happy life that they enjoy, no matter what it is. If that's working a 9 to 5 for you, for someone else, and that brings you joy, and you have some hobbies on the side that you do that relax you and help you to create, and just that's self-care for you, then that's what you should be doing. We really just have to find like a more balanced way of living in our creativity, but also embracing the modern technology And honestly, there has never been a better time to make money as a creative. The internet has cracked the whole world wide open with opportunities, and I feel like being an artist right now is actually can be more lucrative than some of the traditional respected jobs out there, like doctors and lawyers and engineers and all that. If you figure out how to use the internet and technology properly, it opens up a whole world of creating an income for yourself with your creativity. And it's going to be different for everyone. I'm not even going to get into all the ways today, but it's so possible. There's never been a better time. And I'm so excited for all the creatives out there, because I have seen some artists and creatives and makers and whoever that are making a lot of money just by doing what they love and showing up online and creating offers to people, like of their creations, whatever it is that they're doing. And they are taking advantage of the technology available with the internet and the global audience, and they are creating an amazing living for themselves. And I know it's available to all of you, but you just actually have to believe that you can do it, and you have to start just taking the steps to get there. Like, figure out what you want to do, make the plan, and then just start taking those baby steps one thing at a time. And it might take you a while, and that's okay. But I believe in every single one of you. I know you can all create a life that you love, doing things that you love, running your own creative business, making your own money. And I just know it's possible. So I want that for everybody. I guess that's basically what I had to say, was like, it's just time for creatives that are midlife to just start living in their feminine, creative, inspirational energies. And it's time to just do it. It's time to just go for it. Be that person that you've always wanted to be. I don't even know if anything I've said made sense, but that's just what really wanted to come out today, is just reminding you of the balance of the being and the doing, and that it's what we need to do. We need to be more creative. We need to be making things with our hands. We need to be doing things that bring us peace and joy. And by creating more happiness for ourselves, we create that good energy for everybody around us in our life as well. Whether it's in person or whether it's how you show up online, it really makes a difference. So that's my my words of inspiration, I guess, for today, is just, start doing those things. Like, stop thinking about it and start doing it. Start doing those things that bring you joy, that make you happy. Start that creative business. Learn those skills of a new creative hobby that you've always wanted to try. Like, just do all the things that make you happy. That's all I want for everybody. So I guess that's the only thing I have to say for today, but thanks for listening. I'm always glad to have you here, for those that, show up and watch my videos. If there's any topics that you guys want me to talk about or, touch on, please leave it in the comments. I'm always open for ideas of what you guys want to hear, what you need to know about. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.